All right, let me do a mic check, mic check. All right, I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. The camera decided to, or the iPad, not iPad, sorry, the computer decided to update itself midstream. But we currently have an 8-7 score with Alice Lloyd in the lead. And with that point by TK Ellis, gives Alice Lloyd a 2-point lead. And we have a timeout for West Virginia Tech. And while they take a timeout, we will take one too. We'll be back in 30.
Tonight's sporting event is sponsored by Tim Short Chevy in Hazard, Kentucky, where they invite you to check out the new 2023 Chevy Equinox. 5 buyers can earn up to $1,250 cash back or an interest rate of 2.1%. If you're looking for something other than the Chevy Equinox, don't worry. Tim Short Chevy in Hazard, Kentucky has a wide variety of selections to satisfy you. Trucks, cars, SUVs, you name it, they've got it. Come see them in Hazard, Kentucky at the Tim Short Chevy dealership.
All righty, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we have the libero for Alice Lloyd, Gracie Gibson back to serve. And just like that, Gibson gets them a point. Gives them a 3-point lead with the ace. And while we're broadcasting this, we'd like to encourage you all to like this stream, share this stream, and comment where you're tuning in from. And we'll watch another point by the Alice Lloyd Eagles. Gibson back with the serve. A strong spike by West Virginia Tech. I'm not seeing a number. It looks like she has something on her jersey. But whoever she is, she put some power behind that hit. It will be West Virginia Tech's serve on the whistle. Gibson back to receive. West Virginia just being more aware on that play. The set was right there on the net, and they were the ones that got up and got to it. There's another one for Alice Lloyd. It's going to be number 13, Scatello. Scatello being the farthest joining Alice Lloyd Eagle, all the way from San Antonio, Texas. And they're doing something right. Back to serve again, West Virginia Tech. Good awareness by Ward on that play. Getting a strong hit there by Alice Lloyd. It's gonna be number 23, Jaden Hall. And Scatello back to serve. Just a little too much on it for Hall. I've done a little bit too much shouting out on Alice Lloyd's side. Let's recognize some of the Golden Bears. Subbing in is number 8, Emily Stack. Looks like out there with them is number 12, Ivana Burgos. Looks like we have number 6, Mariana Rivera. Let's see if I can see the other numbers as Gracie Gibson makes a wonderful save. And Hall with the heads-up play, getting that over, knowing her teammates are down. And Ward with a block. It's going to be the libero back to serve, number 17, Brooke Presley. We've been mentioning Gibson. We got to mention some Presley tonight too. She's been playing amazing. And with that hit out of bounds, we are now tied at 13 all. With Presley back to serve. Perfect placement, just right outside of TK's reach, hitting right in front of the back line. You can't really do better than that. Presley back to serve. So we're having a libero sub out. We got Ward on the back line. She's one of those that you can see playing just about anywhere. She kills it on the front line, on the back line. And Ward back to serve. Received by Presley. That one was an amazing placement. Right there on the line. These teams are getting some good hits. We have number 18, Peyton Smith, coming in for the serve for West Virginia. TK Ellis on the reception. Wonderful reception there by Scatello. And finishing off the play is Tiana Wesley. You get a bunch of the Eagles involved on that play. That's what I've noticed a lot last week. You can see a bunch of them getting involved on every single play. There's not really one player not doing as much as everybody else. It's a very, very good squad. And just like that, you see another one, number 27, Ambergy, getting involved on that play. I'm sure you'll hear everybody's name that's on the court a few times because they're all playing amazing. A little bit too much on that one. We have a tie game at 16 all. So we have number 7, Addison White, on for the serve for the Golden Bears. Just a little bit too much on Wesley's hit, giving the Golden Bears a 1-point lead at 16-17. It's creeping in on the 20s. You want to be the first team to hit 20 and keep that momentum riding. I feel like this is a game that could easily go to 5 sets. These teams are both playing incredibly even at the moment. That was an amazing hit right there. I believe that was Burgos. I could be wrong. But whoever hit that with some power. Yeah, White back to serve again. Doing something right for the Golden Bears. Just not enough on that one. It's going to bring White subbing out and number 23, Gonzalez, into play for the Golden Bears. It's going to be Cameron Thompson back to serve for the Eagles. It's a strong deflection by Alice Lloyd. That hit had some power behind it. So you have number 5, Miriam Isabel, subbing in for the Golden Bears. And I believe the one I'm unable to see her number, I believe it's number 1, Nevea Wooding, who is hitting it strong tonight. And that deflection by Gracie Gibson sends it right over the net. This might be what Alice Lloyd needs. Get a little bit more momentum back on their side. We have an 18-19 game with Gibson back to serve. That ball being deflected out. These hits are coming strong. You're seeing some deflections from both teams, and you're seeing them go right over the net or way out of bounds. You're seeing some strong hits by both of these teams. With that one, we are tied at 19 with the Gibson serve. And then again, you're seeing these deflections go everywhere. These are some strong volleyball players. You have Wooding deflecting that one, sending it straight to the ground to make West Virginia Tech the first team to reach 20. They are 5 points away from capping off on set one. Looks like it's number 12, Burgos, back to serve. And Ward with the slam. Which is going to send Miss TK Ellis back to serve. And Wooding. If I'd found out her name sooner, you would have heard her a lot more tonight. So we have another substitution. Number 7, Addison White, subbing back in for West Virginia Tech. And it looks like we have a timeout, and we will also be taking one here. We'll be back in 30.
Dr. Fran Hughes is a graduate of Alice Lloyd College and Pikeville's osteopathic medicine. Dr. Hughes has spent the last 12 years serving the people of Eastern Kentucky and was most recently promoted to an associate professor in her department with the University of Kentucky. She's now seeing patients at Quantum Healthcare in Hazard, Kentucky, the clinic where she began her profession. While walk-ins are welcome, you can also call the clinic to schedule an appointment with Dr. Fran Hughes.
And we are back with a very close game on the line between the Alice Lloyd Eagles and the visiting West Virginia Tech Golden Bears. The Bears lead 21-20. And these teams being very even. They've been keeping within 3 or 4 points of each other. I think the biggest lead was a 4-point lead at one point. That didn't last too long. These players are both all playing amazing tonight. We'll send it back to the action. I believe that was number 22, Madison Boswell, with the amazing hit. Perfect placement. That one just a little too much. It's gonna remain a West Virginia lead, 22-21. With number 1 Wesley subbing him back in for the Lady Eagles. And Scatella back with the serve. Just a little too much, and we are now at a tied game, 22-all. This is where that momentum starts to play a factor. Scatella having too many volleyballs thrown at her. Back to serve. Very strong reception there by number 6 from the Golden Bears. And Alice Lloyd capitalizing on that, takes a 1-point lead, 23-22. These are when that stuff starts to matter. And again, another one out. Alice Lloyd capitalizing on, I believe, 3 out hits in a row, this being set point for the Alice Lloyd Eagles. They're up 24-22. Boswell on the strong hit, keeps the Golden Bears in it. It's going to be the libero, number 17, Brooke Presley back. Trying to get this close. And if she's able to get 1 point, she'll force Alice Lloyd to need a 2-point lead to take the set. This is a big set right here. It's a little tied up. And on a very wild hit, we have a tie game, 24-all. It's a win by 2 here. So both of these teams will need 2 points to take the first set. And both of these teams are staying in it, staying strong. Alice Lloyd, a little bit of miscommunication. And could this be the dagger for set 1? With Brooke Presley back to serve for the Golden Bears. Gibson on the reception. Hitting the net again. We have a tie game, 25-all. Alice Lloyd looking to capitalize on this one. We have number 27, Ambergy, stepping back in. We have Ward back to serve. Great defensive play there by Alice Lloyd. And TK. And just perfect placement by number 8 of the Golden Bears, Emily Stack. Keeping her team in it with a 1-point lead. Score here wins the game or the set for the Golden Bears. Looks like we have a timeout, Alice Lloyd. Want to talk things over before this very key serve. It's like they didn't need too much talking. They're already back out there on the floor. And it looks like the Golden Bears are ready to play. We are back in action with number 18, Peyton Smith, back to serve. Point here for the Golden Bears wins them set 1 and gives them momentum. But Ambergy not letting that happen with a monster spike. You gotta be feeling some momentum on Alice Lloyd's side after that, with number 23, Hall, going back to serve on a tied 26-all game. Just bad placement, gonna give the West Virginia Tech Bears a 1-point lead with number 7, Addison Smith, going back to serve in what could be the set-winning serve. Gibson back on the reception with TK Ellis on his hit. Trying a little trickery there with TK being aware. Oh. Great awareness by Alice Lloyd there, keeping that up. And Alice Lloyd with Ambergy winning the set. We're taking the 1-point lead. You can see these ladies are hyped. If that's not going to get you hyped, I don't know what will. You got number 10, Thompson, coming back in on a tie 27-all set. This one is a nail-biter, ladies and gentlemen. getting a strong hit. I believe she touched the net, so it's going to be a West Virginia Tech 1-point lead at 27-28. I feel like I said it a few times, but this could be the point that wins the set. Diving for that one. They're great at this. Just a little too much for Alice Lloyd, and the Golden Bears from West Virginia Tech are going to take set one with a final score of Alice Lloyd 27, West Virginia Tech 29. And while they're switching sides, we are going to take a few commercial breaks, and we will be back shortly.
Did you know that one of the top rural health clinics in the state is right in your back door? Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky has been given the title of the largest rural health system in Kentucky. In addition, Primary Care is the third largest rural health system in the nation and the fourth largest employer in Perry County. Call today to schedule an appointment at our Hazard, Hindman, Vico, or Hyden locations. Walk-ins are always welcome.
Just want to watch the game.
That turn on the ceiling fan. Use the gray remote. Hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
Alrighty, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for set two with West Virginia Tech taking set one. It'll be Alice Lloyd College back to serve. And back there is number 22, TK Ellis. On the whistle, we are ready to go. What an effort by number 10 Thompson on that one. Just not enough to get it over the net, giving West Virginia Tech the first point of the set. It's going to be Burgos back to serve for the Lady Golden Bears. Great effort to get up there and get that ball, but just put it in a bad place for her teammates. Gives Alice Lloyd the tying point with a 1-1 game. I'm gonna have number 1 Wesley sub in for the Alice Lloyd Eagles. Big hit with a big reception there by Ellis. And she learned not to hit it to Ellis on that one, hitting it right beside of her. It's like another substitution for the Golden Bears. Has number 7, Addison White, subbing in. And a big hit by the Golden Bears, giving them a 2-point lead with a score of 1-3. Just perfect placement there. I feel like I've been saying that one all night. They're getting these in just perfect spots where no matter who's around it, they're just not able to get that hit. West Virginia Tech taking a 4-1 lead in set number 2. Great effort there, just not good placement. So like last game we mentioned Ellis and Ward a lot. Tonight you can mention Scatello. She's playing amazing tonight for these Lady Eagles. And another service ace for the Golden Bears. And that one barely going over the line. Gives Alice Lloyd a break and sends Ward back to serve. Great reception there by Ward. Just not where you want that ball to be. Gibson coming back in for the Lady Eagles. And we have the libero Presley in for the Golden Bears for the serve. A great heads-up play there by the Alice Lloyd Eagles. Just great placement there. Just sending it right at Scatello in a spot where she couldn't really reach. Keeping the libero back there on the serve, with the Lady Golden Bears taking an 8-2 lead. Another one. These Lady Golden Bears have all the momentum, and that's going to force a timeout. And we're going to stay here for this one. As not the most educated person on volleyball, I am noticing that these teams are both feeding off of the momentum of the moment, being any team getting a crucial block, a crucial spike, a great save, they're riding onto that one. And that first set staying very, very close the entire time, going on into the later 28 points, 29 points. I feel like this entire matchup could continue going that way. It looks like West Virginia Tech's pulling away in this, but I could truly see Alice Lloyd bringing back and keeping this close the entire night. And as I said in the first set, this could very easily be a 5-set game tonight. Regardless, this is a good one to be watching. And we are thankful that all of y'all are tuning in online, hopefully from a safe location as this hurricane is going through Kentucky at the moment. Gibson almost there to get it, just not fast enough. Going to give the Golden Bears a 8-point lead. What a great block there by Alice Lloyd. And another one, Boswell, I apologize, is just hitting this ball hard tonight. She sees the blocks and she says, I don't care, I'm hitting it there anyway, and it's working for her very well tonight. Set that one over the net, and it works for Alice Lloyd. A little bit of confusion for the Golden Bears. Could this be what Alice Lloyd needs to capitalize on and get themselves a run going? We have a score of 11-3 in favor of the Lady Golden Bears. And just like that, the ball comes back on the Golden Bears side. We have a substitution for the Golden Bears. Going to bring in number 18, Peyton Smith, out of Beaver, West Virginia. What a great reception there by Presley. And again, they're working hard on that side of the court. They've seen them get points there the last 3 or 4 serves, or the last 3 or 4 hits. Just a little too much on that one by TK Ellis. And that's going to give West Virginia Tech a 14-3 advantage. This West Virginia Tech line is just playing strong tonight. They're not letting barely anything get past them. And if it is, their backcourt's just keeping them supported, keeping them strong. They know that they got some good hands behind them, so they know they're gonna go for the block, but if they don't get it, they're gonna have some great support behind them. Great reception by Gibson. And again, another powerful hit, just going right over the net and out for the Alice Lloyd point. We have number 10 Thompson coming in for the Lady Eagles. They're hoping to capitalize on this one. They are down 4-15 in set 2. If you're just tuning in, we saw the West Virginia Golden Bears win set 1, and that was a back and forth set. If you like watching volleyball, go back and watch that one. It was great. And again, great awareness by the Golden Bears. That's perfect placement there. An inch more, and that's going over the line, but that's at a spot where Alice Lloyd believes it's going to go over, but it doesn't. Looks like we have a substitution for the Golden Bears. I'm not seeing a number 2 on their website. But that is who subbed in for the Golden Bears. Looks like, I believe somebody went. I'm unsure what happened on that one, but it's going to see Alice Lloyd capitalize and get the ball. It's going to be Gibson back on the serve. Just not enough to get it over the net. It's going to let the Golden Bears get the ball back on their side as they have a substitution. Like number 5, Miriam Isabel subbing in for the Golden Bears. And she'll be serving. Just not getting that one back over the net in time. Gonna give it back and allow the Golden Bears to retain it. So we have another substitution. Looks like number 3, Eden Miller, coming into the game for the Golden Bears. And Isabel back to serve. All the way from Spain. Looks like another fault for the Golden Bears is going to let Alice Lloyd capitalize. With TK Miller back to serve. TK Ellis back to serve, I apologize. And the score is looking like Alice Lloyd down 6 to West Virginia Tech's 18. But looking to go on a little bit of a run with the Ward block. Cutting that deficit down to 11. And just perfect placement there by Eden Miller. Everybody spread out. She just sends it straight to the middle where nobody's at. Looks like we have number 12, Ivana Burgos, subbing back in for the Golden Bears, and she will be serving. You see most of these, they'll get a little bit of a run up when they're served. Burgos just takes one step into it, sends it right over the net. It's a very powerful, very simple looking serve, but it's worked for her all night. And Boswell just sending it in the perfect spot. And then a deflection sends it to where nobody else is. Looking on the Golden Bears website, they are currently being coached by interim head coach Amber Linville and assistant coach Ron Martin, who have got to be happy with their team tonight. They're making constant subs, and all their players are playing excellent. You're not really seeing any weak spots in their play at all. Very impressive squad. I'd be looking forward to watching the rest of the season if I'm a Golden Bear fan. But on the same side, I'm looking at Alice Lloyd's team, and it's not just because I'm an Alice Lloyd student, but this is a solid squad. You saw it a lot last week against the Appalachian Bible College game. You saw it a lot today in the first set against whenever they took them later into the 25-28 range. Great reception there by number 23, Hall. And Boswell with great placement too. Catello sets for Hall. And just perfect placement. The libero can't get there fast enough. It's going to let Alice Lloyd capitalize. Sends Catello back to the line for another serve. Current score is Alice Lloyd 9, West Virginia Tech 21. Alice Lloyd looking to go on a little bit of a run just to chop down on this deficit. And another perfect placement. This West Virginia Tech team is just getting the ball to go exactly where they want it to. We have a substitution, number 7, Addison White, coming back in for the Golden Bears. But talking back on placement, I've noticed this West Virginia Tech team, anytime there's an open spot, anytime they're able to get it right there at the line without going out, they have succeeded in doing. They have put together an amazing attack tonight. Catello with an amazing dive at that point. And Hall capitalizing on that. Looks like Alice Lloyd's getting fired up. Keep some momentum on their side. So we have Amberger coming in for libero. And we have Ward back on the serve. Just a little bit out of her range as Ward goes to receive it and hits it right out of bounds. We have Gibson libero coming back in for the Lady Eagles. This is not what Alice Lloyd's wanting to see right now. You got number 1, Wooding, coming back in for the Golden Bears. But we also have a timeout on the court. And we are also going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this message. And we are back. We have subs on both teams. We have Wooding, number 1. Correction, she did not sub in. I thought she was going to. But we did have a substitution on Alice Lloyd's side. It's going to be number, you see the number, I think it's, I'm not able to see her number right now. But it's the one that just received the ball. It's number 18, Mallory Hall. We are on set point for the Lady Golden Bears with the libero Presley back to serve. I believe she's also the one that was serving when they won the first set. Great reception there by the Bears. And just perfect placement there for Boswell. Hall keeping that one alive. And another tough hit. It's going to let the Golden Bears capitalize and take set 2. And we will go and listen to watch a few commercials while they switch sides. We'll be back here shortly.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
Just want to watch the game.
That turned on the ceiling fan. Use the gray remote. Hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We still have about a minute before the set, but we are joined by a very special guest. We'd like for you to introduce yourself.
Mason Schroeder, the Director of Athletic Recruiting here at Alice Lloyd College.
And that's great.
I love here to support our volleyball program.
That's great. And what are you seeing tonight in the volleyball team?
You know what? That first set, we played very, very good. That second set was just kind of off balance a little bit. They had some miscommunications here and there, but that first set, if we play like that all the time, that's a very exciting side of volleyball that I've not seen the past few years. So it just shows the potential that this group has.
Absolutely. And being a coach yourself, as seeing your first team keep them very close the entire first set and then having a set like that, how do you get your team back in the mindset of the first set?
You just remind them what was working. You know, it's always important to have short-term memory for the good and bad, especially the bad. If something doesn't go your way, to just move on from it. Don't let the mistakes mess with you, because the more you think about it, the better chance that you'll make them. So just have short-term memory and just move on to the next play.
Absolutely. It looks like we are ready to get underway.
All right, let's go, Lady Eagles.
It's always great to have members of the Eagle family join talk on here. That was Mason Schroeder. You see him all over campus, involved with many, many sports, wears many hats. Like it's going to be the Golden Bears on to serve, starting out with number 12, Burgos from Puerto Rico. Looking on this roster, this is a very spread out team for the Golden Bears. You see West Virginia, obviously, but I'm seeing some from Spain, Puerto Rico, Virginia, North Carolina, Italy. They have a very spread out team. Very, very impressive. Usually don't see that in volleyball. You see that in soccer quite a bit. I know at my last school for soccer, they had people from Africa, from UK, from Bolivia, and even basketball with some guys from the Bahamas. It's always very impressive how teams are able to get in contact with these international stars most of the time of their programs. As Alice Lloyd keep this one up. Started out with a block by Ward. Just staying alive. And a great hit there by the Golden Bears. That's going to be number 6, Rivera, with a monster hit. It's going to tie it back up. While I was talking earlier, Alice Lloyd got the first set, and then they're tying it up with that one. It's going to be Rivera back to serve. Just not the right placement there. Keeping Rivera back there. In the first set, you were seeing those going both ways with the blocks at the front. You're seeing them deflect out of bounds for both teams. But here in the second, now in the third set, you're seeing it go a lot more in the Golden Bears' favor. I really feel like that's not something that you can control. It's kind of a luck-based thing. Just got to be based on where the balls hit, where the hands are. But if Alice Lloyd can start getting some of those go their way, I'm sure this turns into a different game tonight, especially with it being a 2-set advantage for the Golden Bears. Alice Lloyd needing anything they can to get back in this, with Scatello back serving for the Eagles. And Hall with the good play right there. Hoping to start something for the Alice Lloyd Eagles with a 3-all score count right now. And again, we'd like to thank all of you who are tuning in and watching this from home, as well as all those that are joining us in person for tonight's matchup. And for all those at home, we are hoping that you're staying safe as the hurricane is starting to hit in the area, dying down a little bit, thankfully, but we're still getting a lot of flooding, a lot of wind. I've seen posts online of trees falling, of flooding happening. Just know that we're all keeping everybody in our thoughts. We're just praying for the situation. As I'm normally a student who would go home on the weekend, it was just a little too rough tonight. Same with my lovely girlfriend who's on the camera. Just a little too rough for our wants on a road condition to drive home. So we'll be spending our weekend on beautiful Pippa Passes on the campus of Alice Lloyd College. And again, those just at the net, starting to go more of the Golden Bears' way. Back to serve for the Golden Bears is Peyton Smith. Great awareness there by Wesley. Just not enough on that one for Hall. Alice Lloyd still keeping this one closer than set 2. This is looking a lot more like set 1. And if you like watching volleyball, then you're definitely going to like to watch another repeat of set 1 when that one went into the higher 20s. I think the final score was 26-28, possibly. I just know that one, if you like volleyball, you like that one. That one had momentum. It's a switch, and you loved it. You could feel it here. 'cause I'm not really super familiar with volleyball rules. Something happened and it gave the Golden Bears a point. And as they go to timeout, we will take one up here, and we will be back in 30.
Dr. Fran Hughes is a graduate of Alice Lloyd College and Pikeville's osteopathic medicine. Dr. Hughes has spent the last 12 years serving the people of Eastern Kentucky and was most recently promoted to an associate professor in her department with the University of Kentucky. She's now seeing patients at Quantum Healthcare in Hazard, Kentucky, the clinic where she began her profession. While walk-ins are welcome, you can also call the clinic to schedule an appointment with Dr. Fran Hughes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And during that, we got another mic set up, so we will be joined by
Aaron Rife.
And Aaron knows a little more about volleyball than me. She played in high school.
A little bit, not much.
So you'll be hearing a lot more correct terminology coming from her. And just a great awareness play there by the Golden Bears, putting it in a place where Scatello's not really able to get there. Now, talking about the first set compared to the second set, Aaron, we got Coach Schroeder's perspective as a coach, but as a player, knowing you're still currently an athlete, how do you go from a first set being very well for the team, second set not being so well? How do you get that the sense of urgency going into the third set?
Being an athlete, you really have to have a short-term memory. Like, if you mess up, you can't let that carry into the next play, because it really can be like a disease to where everyone's now like messing up and making errors. So you have to just like forget about the last play and focus on the next one so you can get that score count up.
Absolutely. We are currently sitting at a score of West Virginia Tech 13, Alice Lloyd 4. Alice Lloyd able to capitalize on one.
I feel like this game's a lot about momentum, and the more you battle, the more momentum it has.
Absolutely. That's what I noticed against the Appalachian Bible College game on Monday. You would see a team have all the momentum, and out of nowhere, the other team would make a crazy block or get a dive to save the ball, and they would just ultimately take over momentum at that moment.
Yeah. The more like the battle is, and whoever gets that point, they're going to have all that momentum.
Just a little too much on that one for the Golden Bears, but Alice Lloyd capitalized. We have number 7, Akira Keithley, coming out, and number 10, Thompson, coming back in. And another substitution is going to be number 16, Taylor Hamilton, going out, and number 13, Rose Scatello, coming in. We have number 10, Thompson, back on the serve. And again, you're seeing those ones at the line start to go a lot more of the Golden Bears' way.
Good communication on the Alice Lloyd side.
Absolutely. I feel like this is a sport where you really have to communicate. You're just going to run into each other a whole bunch.
Absolutely. That's not fun.
I'm sure it's not.
Absolutely not.
So when you played, where were you on the court?
Front line.
Front line. And just to hype you up a little bit more, you are currently a pitcher on Alice Lloyd's softball team.
Yeah.
You had your first collegiate game the other day. And how was that experience?
Oh, it was nerve-wracking. Nerves are crazy that first game.
But is it nice to know that your first game is behind you?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, see, that's a good momentum battle.
Absolutely. You're seeing great volleys by both of these teams. You're not, in the second set, you saw a lot that were just super short off the set, just deflecting out of bounds. This set, I've noticed a lot more since the first set. This one's been good to have actual good volleys back and forth. Looks like there is another sub on the West Virginia Tech side. It's going to be number 19, Blanca Civet. I apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly.
Good dive.
Absolutely, great placement. Just capitalizing off of that one too.
She just couldn't get to it. It's a hard hit.
Golden Bears lucky to get that one over the line. They had two players dive for the same ball. Looked like there was a little bit of a collision.
Communication is key.
Absolutely.
It's almost a great save, just a little bit too hard.
Yeah, the libero Gibson back to serve for Alice Lloyd.
Oh,
And this one right back at us. Bumping the camera.
coming after me.
Great reflexes over here by Miss Erin Reif getting the ball back on the court.
Hopefully that's enough to carry the Eagles to get some more points.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what coach and all the team are looking for. They're currently in a 12-point deficit. Looking to get something started, hopefully, to build off of something. And that something could be a Ward spike.
They're getting that momentum back. Maybe they can shorten up that deficit.
Now, one thing that Jamie had me do last week, and I'll do the same with you tonight, is tell the people out there a little bit about yourself, just about your college experience so far here in Pippapassas, Kentucky.
Well, I'm currently a kinesiology major, and I'm an athlete, as you said earlier. I play softball, so a lot of my time is really just softball and studying. Barely have time for a social life, but I don't do a whole lot of campus life. I'm at the barn, which is our athletic facility, a lot.
So what would you say about the facilities here, being the softball field, the turf baseball field that y'all play on sometimes, and then the barn? Just talking about the campus as an athlete's perspective.
I think it's great. It's close. I don't feel like I have to drive forever to get to it either.
Absolutely.
It's very convenient, very, very convenient.
Yes, the barn, the softball field, and the baseball field are just across the street.
Yeah, literally.
And that's a great thing for any athletes watching. It's just everything's super close. And then there's the athletes' only gym in the DSC building.
Yeah.
It's just a very athlete-friendly.
Sorry, I'm getting into the game.
I'm sure as an athlete you connect that. You just about any time you watch a competition, you gotta zone in.
Yeah, I was totally zoning on it. Forget to speak when you're talking to me.
What a great.
Oh, great save, great save.
TK Ellis continuing to shine tonight.
Good communication.
Absolutely. I've mentioned it a few times tonight, but she won the first MVP award of the year and earlier in this week in the Appalachian Bible College game, and you're seeing why tonight with a great save and then getting the point for the Eagles. This Gatello serve is going to be very important going if they're wanting to make a comeback. They are currently 2 points away from seeing West Virginia Tech win their third and the final set of the game. But Alice Lloyd is not going down without a fight. They currently are at a 13-point deficit.
Oh, great dig. Oh, keeping the ball alive.
And TK with that great awareness. And the Alice Lloyd Eagles winning the point.
That's a crucial point.
If you can't see the energy and the momentum, I don't know what you're seeing. This Alice Lloyd team is coming alive tonight.
They finally got that momentum back on their side.
Absolutely.
That's such a crucial part of the game, too.
I don't want to just say it's a one-player thing, but you're seeing TK Ellis make amazing plays in the last 2 or 3 different serves. Really letting that momentum flow through her.
I feel like people are feeding off of her, too, so she's doing good, and then everybody else is going to feed off her energy.
Absolutely. But you can almost relate the same thing to softball. If you're killing it on the mound, your whole team's going to feel it. And again, TK Ellis with that hustle play. Just a little too much. We got to commend the effort from TK. We have number 8, Emily Stack, coming back in for the Golden Bears on what could be the last point ending this competition.
West Virginia Tech is just such a very solid team.
Absolutely. You're not really seeing any weak spots. Their front line's amazing. Their back line's amazing. The libero is playing great. Their subs are all at the right time. They're playing very strong. And with that serve out of bounds, that will conclude the competition with West Virginia Tech taking 3 sets on a final score of Alice Lloyd 12, West Virginia Tech 25. And that will be all from tonight's volleyball matchup here in Pippa-Passes, Kentucky. We hope that you're able to join us tomorrow as we have another volleyball match. And that will be all for tonight. We hope that you all stay safe. Hope your power stays on. Knock on wood there, as we're hoping it stays on here. And just the weather goes in your favor. We're just keeping your family safe and all that. And with that, we thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in.